There's something really weird going on in Saskatchewan right now. If you drive far enough down south to Richmond, you can actually find a cult living in this elementary school. They're this weird anti-government, non-taxpayer movement who thinks that COVID vaccines were designed to kill people. They're basically the rednecks of Canada. This group formed a bond the last few years, coming up with crazy conspiracies, and now they're all living with one another in this old children's school. And you could say I had some questions. So I flew down to the nearest airport and then drove 4 hours to see what's going on. This is crazy dead. I feel like I'm in a ghost town.
You have arrived.
Yes, we have. I think it's super important to mention that this town is actually really tiny. The population is about 150 people, and the nearest hotel I could even find was actually about an hour away. If you want true scale to know just how random and how off the grid this town is, take a look around me. Not see a single building in sight. It's just farmland and grass, crops and animals. So yeah, this is Romana Digilo, the leader of the conspiracy group.
My fellow Canadians, I address you today as your queen.
She picked up traction online in 2021, spreading a bunch of misinformation about the Canadian government. She's claimed things like vaccines are used as bioweapons and that the entire COVID-19 pandemic was a hoax. She's now become a little bit of an internet sensation. The news have been making stories about her for a few months now, and she's attracted a pretty large group of followers, 6,000 on YouTube and 29,000 on Telegram. And this is leading to the rise of this controversial and somewhat alarming movement. The group is called the Kingdom of Canada. Their objective is to overthrow the Canadian government. I know it sounds silly, but they legitimately think that they're onto something. So yeah, they have a full-on cult leader. They've appointed her the queen, burned the Canadian flag, and has now set up camp here in Richmond, accompanied by 14 other members. So let's see what's going on.
This is the property. Advertising on the side of the building. Got some no trespassing signs. These signs are all across the perimeter of the property. And here we have another camera showdown. So they've just been following me around since I got here, really. They haven't really said much to me. I don't think they've said anything to me. But this security lady right here and this fine gentleman in the truck right here with his iPhone as well.
Yeah, they were kind of just ignoring me. The media seems to come out here from time to time, and I imagine they're told to stay quiet. So far, there are no signs of the leader, Romana, but one thing I did notice is they have every single entry point to the building sealed up with plywood. Whatever they're hiding inside of the school, they clearly didn't want anybody finding out.
You guys don't want to answer any questions for me today? I could get into the specifics, some of the stuff that I've seen online. Are you guys taxpayer citizens? You guys pay taxes? Or bills, mortgages, car payments? Or does the Queen require you to stop making those payments?
Apart from pooling all of their life savings together, these guys rely solely on donations made through their website, and they also don't believe in the debt system. That means one of the requirements to actually join is to abandon all of your payments. Mortgages, rent, insurance, heat and light, phone bills, literally any other reoccurring payments that they would have been making before. I guess you could say these guys were all in.
So in order to join this group, you are supposed to send all of your money to the leader, and you're supposed to stop making payments on anything you were making payments before. So mortgages, car payments, insurance, and anything like that. So I don't know what the purpose of this is. That's why I would love to talk to them about it a little bit to understand their beliefs and their insights on what's going on. But again, just having a camera showdown and nothing else. No words being said, but super interesting. I've never ever seen anything like this.
I can't lie to you guys, not too much really happened. This guy came out and got mad at me. Apparently he's the owner of the property. He told me I was trespassing. I did walk a few laps around the fence and got followed every inch of the way. Apart from that, the wind pretty much ruined every other piece of footage I got. But I was going to be coming back tomorrow to try to get an interview with the Queen. Also, I've kept something secret from you guys. This is my YouTuber friend Tom. I'm going to be meeting up with him tomorrow so he can explain the situation a little better. He lives in the area and he's been making videos about this for quite a while now. He's kind of a cult expert.
I'm King Tommy.
You are stalking.
You're doing fraud. You're doing fraud.
Yeah, so Tom's kind of a menace, but here's the debrief from day one. I was kind of confused at this point.
That was one of the weirdest experiences and human interaction I've ever had in my entire life. These are people that are not allowed to disclose about anything that goes on inside of that building. the purpose of their cult, their beliefs, their traditions. They're not allowed to share any of that. Maybe they're under a NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement. Maybe they actually sign a contract when they join the cult that says that they can't interact with anybody on the outside of the fence. Maybe that's a part of joining the cult. We don't know, but what I do know is that it was very weird for me to go out there and film by myself. First of all, this is my first video that I'm filming by myself, so this trip's already been very quiet for me. Secondly, it's been very weird for me to go out there by myself and ask questions and not get any responses.
While I've had a camera in my face the entire time, you might have asked yourself, what are they using the footage for? Well, they actually have their own news broadcast every night on YouTube and Telegram where anybody across the country can tune in. This is where they push propaganda to the masses and try to get more people on board with their sovereign movement. They actually featured me in the news that night.
This video we're about to show was taken today, May 19, 2024, just before we went live for QRTRB News. And if you can play that video now, please.
You guys could benefit a lot from it too as well for some internet exposure. You guys wanted to share any peace of mind or any beliefs you guys have?
I couldn't make this stuff up if I tried. Worst yet, they told me I'd be sentenced 30 years for posting false claims about their group.
30 years imprisonment.
It's a good thing everything I've said so far is true. All things considered, they were pretty peaceful with me. No yelling, no screaming, no crazy ladies jumping in front of my car.
What the hell are you doing standing in the goddamn road? Get the f*** off the road. Come on, lady. What are you doing? This is crazy. Get off the road. Listen to your cult leader.
I met up with Tom the next day so we could go out there and he could show me a little bit more about these guys. He's got a really good understanding about what's going on. They were even crazier than I first thought.
So what's up with their logo? Your logo on your hoodie here.
So yeah, I bought some of their merch. Maybe I was thinking in the future I would maybe make some kind of a effigy and burn it or something like that. Stuff's made in China. They drop ship it. What we're talking about is a cult. They call it the Kingdom of Canada, or the KOC for short. There's a lady called Romana who immigrated here from the Philippines in the late 90s, I think. She ran a couple of like kind of unsuccessful companies out of Vancouver. Some of them had to do with like hiring temporary foreign workers. She was also involved in like some cleaning companies. I think she got fired from one of them for like stealing cleaning supplies. Then she ended up in this like weird halfway house in Vancouver. And then the pandemic started and the convoy started, and she just like turned on to this whole convoy thing, like, oh, this is a grift scam big time. She sees all these people going in the trucks and, you know, they got donations and GoFundMes and all that stuff, and she was like, I'm in. And so she hops in an RV. I'm not sure where she got the first RV. I think she scammed it out of some old people or something. Drives out to Ottawa, burns a flag, says a whole bunch of crazy shit.
Burns a Canadian flag.
Yeah, Canadian flag. Yeah, burns a Canadian flag. So she starts sort of attracting like the most extreme of the folks that are f***ing like totally like against the government. Like, I mean, yeah, obviously governments are incompetent groups of assholes that want to rob us and stuff like that. They've taken this to a new extreme, where it's like they just started their own government. It's kind of like a sovereign citizen movement that has like turned into a cult. I think there's lots of other people that are like, hey, I see that this is some kind of a grift. Maybe they're kind of on the fence about it, but they're there because they know they could be part of a hierarchy, and they see that people are joining it, and they see that there's, you know, obviously a leadership. They got ministers and, you know, people that are in charge of this and that and the other.
What are the requirements to join this cult if somebody is vulnerable enough to fall for the tricks and say, I want to go all in, I want to live here with you guys?
Okay, like, I think it's a lot like old school Scientology. I don't know if people know about like the disconnecting from your family. They're gonna make you so untenable to the rest of your support system that the people who love you are even gonna go, okay, I can't take it anymore. Just shut the f up, get out of my house. I don't want to hear your bullshit about the Kingdom of Canada and all these aliens and med beds. And so they make you basically so brainwashed that you start talking so much shit that people don't want to listen to you, and then you become alienated from your support system, who would probably talk you out of paying them. And that's where it starts to get a little dicey. It's like, you know, some of the folks out there that have maybe they got a pension, and maybe they got some money coming in from a business, a retirement, whatever it is. They're being told, don't pay your taxes, don't pay your mortgage, don't pay your utilities, send it all to us, because we're the new government, and you know, the old government is defunct and dead, and you know, Trudeau is a robot clone, and people want to believe this because they're pissed. They're pissed that their taxes are going up. They're pissed that the utilities cost more. They're pissed that the system that we've been supporting forever is, you know, it's not, it doesn't work that good, you know? I mean, the government wastes a ton of money all the time. They promise things they can't deliver. And so people are looking for an alternative. And unfortunately, some people are so desperate, so depressed, so, I guess it's like they got post-traumatic stress in some way from whatever they've experienced, that they're willing to fall for some crazy shit like this Romana thing.
It was starting to make a lot more sense why somebody might try to join this. But most importantly, that their so-called cult leader was actually more like a scammer. And we were going to try to talk to her. When we pulled up to the school, we were quickly followed by 2 kids who lived in the area, whose parents said it was okay for them to come with us.
Oh, we're getting a signature here. Man, you got fans, Tom. You got fans, man.
I love it. That's really what it's all about, is making connections. Because like, the more friends you have, the bigger your community is, the easier it is to stay safe, right? All these people out here, they're loners. They ended up with no friends, and they're old, and now they live in a weird old school with a bunch of rats and mice, you know? So yeah, you want to just make sure you keep a lot of friends. Can I get a picture with you? Yeah, for sure, bro.
Tom is kind of like a local hero for exposing the truth. None of the community members here like the cult living in their backyard.
I get a baseball game and families watching the baseball game, and then just across the way, you've got a damn cult that lives in this school, and they are surrounding the property like sharks.
I kind of want to talk to the Romana Digilo, though. That'd be interesting, right? I mean, like...
Do you guys think we can get the Queen out today, get the Queen talking?
Maybe. That we have my friend used to play on.
You used to play on this right here?
Yeah, that little...
Wow, and now you're not allowed in. It is fenced off.
No, they're videoing us over there.
They are videoing us. Oh, damn, okay. So we've got some fans over here. So what do you guys truly think's going on here? If you were to guess?
Just a bunch of wackos.
Just a bunch of crazy people?
Yeah.
How about you? What do you think's going on?
That, I don't really know. Like, they could be making bombs in there. Nobody really knows.
So who's that guy over there?
No one crazy.
Oh, so the crazy guys don't really leave the fence, do they? They don't come to the other side?
I don't think they're allowed to go.
So in order to join this group, do you think they sign contracts that say things that they can or can't do?
Probably they sign a contract. I mean, I think first you have to be in on the Telegram channel. Like, you have to follow them online. You have to pay them. You know, you have to like join subscription things. It's like, you know, it's like that Andrew Tate weird university for bros stuff. It's like Hustlers University for geriatrics on the, like, I call it the geriatric dark web, because it's like, it's not actually real like dark web hacking. It's just old people that downloaded an app that, you know, has like encryption end to end or whatever.
Got our fans are back.
Nice.
Nice lady, her iPhone. And she is just, she's recording us.
The job is to drive around in circles and film. And then what they do is later tonight, they'll broadcast that and they'll be like, the penalty for any kind of things is 30 years now.
They must spend a lot of money on gas, because they do multiple vehicles, like probably around 10 vehicles. These fences are being held up by wooden pegs. They can't be that sturdy.
Yeah, it's not sturdy at all. Like, the whole fence is not sturdy.
Now the fence got wheels over here. Oh, so this is actually one of the entrances to
this is where I breached pretty much. I came over here and just started.
So they've got an opening here with some wheels on it. They've constructed a small mechanism so the wheels on the fence can open like a gate, and they can drive in and out as they please. Even though they don't leave here very often, they do have to, because they are not self-sufficient and they need to come out and buy things sometimes. So this would be one of the entrances they use. Tom, do you know if there's another entrance on the other side?
Yeah, so the front of the school and then right here. I think that's it.
Right, so they've got 2 ways in, 2 ways out. They've got binoculars on their dash. You can't even make this up.
It was safe to say I was weirded out.
So tell me about what's going on here, Tom. So what is this a garden? They're gonna grow some vegetables or what?
They said they got a garden and they're planning to grow stuff.
So their end goal is to be able to be self-sufficient and living off the land within their bounds of their property?
I can't wait to see it. I feel like they're already pretty far behind, actually.
So the person in this vehicle right now is the owner of the property. He has allowed Queen Romana and her followers to come and join and live inside of this building. He has organized all of this. You know, he's funding this too. I mean, he's part of the reason this is a thing. He's got gates up around his property now, and nobody else is allowed to walk in besides him and their followers.
What's your name, sir? What's your name? How long you been living in Richmond? Anybody that seems to be a threat, they will definitely attend to. Somebody like me, where they might think I'm a little unpredictable or trying to sneak in or something, they might do something like this where they follow us around, and if I walk this way, he drives this way, type of thing. I gave up on my hopes of interviewing the leader because I don't think she came outside once, but I'd already gathered everything I needed to know, and that's that the power of manipulation is very, very strong. People have left their previous lives to come out here and live in Fantasyland, and it's so obvious this group is clearly never going to receive any sort of power or authority over the government. But hopefully, as the idea of this begins to surface, these people will walk their way out of this scam and stop sending money to this lady. Now apparently I have 30 years to serve, so if you don't see me for a while, that's where I will be.